it out. Hold on. I got some cool stuff. I've been playing around. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Rude. I've been playing around with some code and wanted to show some tools. I had a couple of students who have been doing some SAT reviews, trying to understand graphs, trying to understand transformations, trying to understand just all kinds of visual concepts, right? And very difficult to do on when you see a graph, a simple graph that just pops up with an equation or whatever, and then you see a whole different one, and there's like no transition to what happened, how it adjusted. So I made a live sort of visualization tool. I'm going to show you in a second. First, I'm going to enjoy my little guys bumping around back there. That's pretty funny. Did you ever pass? This is why I have trust issues. He right though. He right though. I love these little dudes. This is like my little home base right here. I'm going to be chilling here, and these guys are going to... One day, I will program you, all of you in here. I will give you potentially prompts to put in that are pre-configured because I don't know about how much I trust the internet to have full access, padding whatever they want. You know, I've had some incidents with individuals not respecting anything. But welcome to the internet. Who am I kidding, right? So one day, this will be all of you bumping around in my live, fighting each other. And maybe one day I'll give each one HP and abilities with some power-ups, and there could be potentially some rewards. Maybe. Depends. If you want all this to happen, support me. Join my Patreon. Help me do the things I love to do and teach you guys here and do random stuff like this and involve all of you in any way that I can. But you know, person's got to work, man. I got a lot of students I got to take care of, so that's where my time goes for the time now. But you can join my student roster, my private student roster on my Patreon. You can basically find that out on ChrisMIA.com. And you can Google me, ChrisMIA on Google, Bing, if you use that archaic thing, Yahoo. Does that still exist? I think so. It's somewhere back there in the chatosphere. But okay, here's what I'm looking at here. This is a couple of tools in one. Okay. So this one is essentially pretty straightforward. You got your slope. You got your y-intercept. I think I have to refresh it though, because I try to round it. No, it's not rounding. No, you should be rounding to whole numbers. Maybe. Okay. But this gives you an observation of how the graph visually changes when these values themselves change. So let's check the y-intercept adjustment. Oh, look at that. It's moving up and down. Or is it moving left and right? Right? That's confusing, ain't it? And that's actually one of the big things about lines and transformations. Moving left and right based on our x and y axis of the x minus h, if you know what those transformations are, which we'll check out because I have a tool for that too. Is this too loud? This music is ringing in my ear right now. Hold on. It's not as chill as I would hope. Let's do some chill ones. Okay. So the movements of the intercept up and down, left and right, essentially are very similar in a linear equation because nothing actually changes. The exponent has a invisible power of 1. Remember? All numbers, right? All numbers, variables, anything that exists in the math plane has a bunch of invisible values. The x has a power of 1. The 3 has a power of 1. In fact, we can say there's a times 1 in the very front there. Keep that in mind, right? So we go on forward. We've got quadratics. We can check out what the coefficient does, right? The coefficient, the leading coefficient, that little sucker at the front side, right? Give it a little bit of a whoop. As it gets bigger, it compresses. You know those keywords? Horizontal compression versus vertical stretch. I hate that. I hate those terms. They are the same, by the way, horizontal compression versus vertical stretch. I just hate the way that there's two perspectives on it. It's getting thinner, please. Just use one way to describe it, but I guess it's more academic. And then you make this smaller. And it's going to be specifically here. When the decimal arrives, right here, basically think of fractions too. This is a half, this is a 1/4, right? A quarter and a half. It gets wider, fatter, if you will. I didn't actually realize this until I made this little thing. The B coefficient does this little loop-de-loop. Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I didn't think about that before. Totally didn't process what B did. But then C constant is basically your Y, up and down movement. But if we had a 0 centered point, then it is the y-intercept. So it's directly related as a -6 to the 0. So you'd have your y-intercept directly there. But, oh, actually it always is. Oh, look at that. It's always there. This is why I made this. Visual observations of these things is so much more clear. Okay. I will leave you to play with this, right? So I got system of equations. You can randomize them, solve them if you'd like. Oh, no. I swear I rounded these. I rounded the numbers so they're not so messy. Are my points messy too? Yes, they are. What happened? Oh, I gotta round them again. I think I overwrote. Yeah. Oh, wrong one. I think I overwrote the code with old code. Well, I'll have to fix that rounding. Because technically, I would like the points to be very clear. I'm not trying to overcomplicate it with decimal values, but there will be an update. I'm going to make these rounded numbers so it's not so crazy. So that's one tool, but it's not all. You can also find me in ChrisMIA. You can go to my Instagram, check out the videos I have. Basically, it's like a secondary. It has less than my YouTube, right? I don't do Instagram too much, but I do put my best stuff on Instagram as a secondary. If I see something gets a lot of traction on YouTube, I'll put it on Instagram. Just playing the expansion SEO form. But YouTube's definitely where you can find me most of the time. And then train your brain. This is what I'm trying to work with here. This link takes you to my other website, superscholar.xyz, which you can technically go on the regular and check out what that's about. That's basically where I have all my classes and stuff. But this area, all of my little trinkets and widgets and puzzles and brain training tools. Right. So I've done a ton of these little apps on the phone where you're just like trying to, if number flashes 3 digits and you got to remember it and then it goes away real quick and you'll be like, oh, what number was it? Da, da, da. Those types, right? Those brain kind of makes you think, makes you remember, gives you that brain gym. Call it a brain gym. This is the brain gym. And you can do word memory. You can do word matching to find out which words are scrambled. This one, honestly, is difficult for me because I have a heck of a sense of, what is it? Dyslexia. So sometimes it looks exactly how it's supposed to be. And all you have to really do is look at the 2 words and see which one is different from the other. It's this one. No. Oh, no. They're all the same. Are you? So I have a sense of dyslexia that actually does help calibrate. I think the more I do these, the better it gets. But eventually, if I stop doing it, it gets worse again. So did I say calibrate because that word? Anyway, great little tools to basically train your brain, get a little activity going on. They should work on mobile. They should work on, well, they definitely work on computer, on tablets and stuff like this. But definitely let me know on my Instagram or on my YouTube in a comment if there's any errors, because bugginess, right? Sometimes there might be some bugs. Letter jumble, word memory, number flash. There's the one I was talking about, right? You got to type in the number that flashes, 903. Let's see if I can get far. It gets faster and faster and faster. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, okay. Then it slows down again. And then it goes faster. And then it goes faster. And then it goes faster. And then it goes fast. Oh, hey. Don't you do that too quick now, huh? Oh, backwards. Dyslexia! Dyslexia. Hold on, let me... Oh, there was time. I forgot about that. Let's do 120. Hold on, let me zoom this sucker in. So these are just little games that I made to basically have like a little brain gym in my for my students. That's I deal with a lot of different students, from dyslexic to autistic to attention deficits. That's why I have so many graphics in the background to keep everyone's attention while we're doing math, because I know just how entertaining mathematics is. I think I messed that up. Oh God. Oh no. I think that somewhere in the process I'm talking. Talking not good. Talking break focus. Oh no. Oh. Okay. But uh uh sometimes I don't know if I oh, that's a bad number. Uh 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 Ooh. Oh, bad number again. Why is that there? Wait, did I go up or did I stay? Oh no. Ah, it hurts to see. Oh, I think I messed up. If I have full focus and I'm not like music and everything, I have too much stimulation in my brain right now to really get a good, but I can get about to like 6 or 7 digits. Did not want to. Did not want to. So you've got all these kind of games. Flash scrambles, flash math, what's missing in the operators and details, but these are the new ones that I just made, right? So we saw the graphing lab, the balancing. This one's actually a very fun one. This teaches you what equations really are. Equal signs are basically a scale that have to be equal on both sides, right? You subtract one number from one side, you also subtract it from the other. You got to keep the scale balanced, aka, let's remove this guy. Boom. Issue. Something's wrong. Obviously. I will need to put a 5 up here. And math. 3 more. There it is. Now it's balanced. So the key here is to have an idea when we're solving for x. Let me do this. No! Wait. I have to do this. Okay. The key here is to consider the balancing of both sides. For instance, when you're solving for a variable called x, the first thing you want to do is you want to get x by itself, because then you would know what the scale is telling you. Otherwise, there's a bunch of numbers all over the place. So we need to subtract. And what does subtraction mean in math? It basically means remove, right? So get rid of, subtract a positive. We have a positive 11 here, subtract it out. But to the other side, 5, 3, and 3 makes 6. Then we still have a digit left. We still have 5 left on this side, which we need to, again, get x by itself. So we, again, subtract another 5, which means subtract this 5. Bam, x equals 2. That's how these scales, these equations work when we're solving. It gives you an idea of what a variable actually is. Imagine, again, we don't know what this value is. We want to find it. So we have a giant rock, put it on this side, and then we start putting little weights that we know what they are, like a 1, like a 2, and we're waiting for the scale to balance. Now, even though we don't know what the rock weighs, we're going to count how many of the weights we have, and bam, that's how much it is. Welcome to the classical scale. So this is actually one of my favorite tools, because it really does give you a very nice definition idea of how these work. Of course, here, you can press that little button, solve, and it'll tell you what x has to be in order for it to be equal. There's some features that I can add here. What if I divide 3 on both sides? Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, something up. Something's up. Wait, what if I do this? Oh, that's a weird one. A negative x. That's subtract it, technically. Well, if I do negative x2 over here, technically, it's me balancing. Almost. One more. Hey. So I've subtracted 3x from minus 2x in the same space, which makes a regular x. This is kind of like the outcome of everything, right? Oh, wait a minute. There's an extra 1. Oh, oh, I can't really take out. Oh, I can do this. Bam. X is 6. Puzzles, baby. Anyway, I thought I was just playing with some code and I was trying to get some ideas for this. So I made these. Next one. Very important. Especially if you're going into SATs, you're learning your transformations. Bam. This is in form of A, H, and K. I hope you know your A, H, and Ks. So if you don't know them, modify some stuff. There they are. K on the outside, H on the inside, A in the front. Each one shows you what it does visually, showing you exactly how the value changes and how the graph changes. Exquisite, exquisite. You know what's great about this? No matter which one of these you go to, it's the same. Why are you doing that? I guess this one doesn't drag and why aren't you dragging? Bleh? That one works, but this one don't. Bugs. Bugs. So click on it. I don't like it because it doesn't do the right thing. Why you do? Okay, there we go. Anyway, this one's a little buggy. Apparently, this knob is not dragging, it's just clicking. So excuse the bugginess of the process. I'm finding these out as I'm actually playing with these. Absolute values, same concept. That's nice. That's smooth. What it looks like as a parent graph and where it moves, when it moves in whatever ways. Bam, 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 bam. Here's your radical, square root, right? Look at that, look at that. Whoa. Oh, also, cubic has a power value, a high leading power. You can take a look at what they all look like based on their highest power 4, in this case. Change it to 5, change it to 6, change it to 7. You see how odd ones? Some of y'all that I teach cannot stop using that meme, and it is infecting my brain. Please, for the sake of what is good, let it go. Let it go. Anyway, so 5s are this sort of starts at one end, ends at the other. Well, odds are that way. Evens always begin and end at the same location. Your A shows you if it's a positive, it's stretching up. If it's a negative, it's stretching down. All right. Bam, 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 bam. Pretty cool stuff, right? And that's basically the newest tools I have. But play Mathy Bird. Yeah, I have a Mathy Bird. How cool. Hold on. It's been a while. Let me get this done. Hold on. It's me playing with some code. You know what I'm doing. You know. Pipes. The pipes don't have those edges. I need to make some edges on it. Ooh, aha. Pipes. Nice, nice, nice. Nice, nice. I have it as a space bar. I don't know if I should change that. Space bar is not bad. I'm okay with the space bar. Now, when I hit something, I have to solve a math problem to keep going. That's where the math comes in. So this is a good cooldown. But let's see how far I go. This is a challenge of my game that I haven't played. There it is. There's your problem. Is this the same as this? Better have said false. You get to continue a little bit more. Maybe I should do it based on energy. That Blookit game really does give me ideas on how to maintain. Maybe a couple of flaps, I get some energy out. Okay, great, false. And then you have to solve a problem. Man, the whole screen is shifting. This game, false. Bloop, 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 bloop. Why am I doing this? I don't know. It's been a long time since I played a Flappy Bird, so here I am playing a Mathy Bird. Oh. Maybe I should make it a function. I need to change the image into something more mathy. Mathy Bird, right? Ooh, what if it's a variable? Ah! No, definitely not. Okay. Easy. Maybe the problem needs to be a little more difficult. This is for my younger students, all right? All right? Let it go. Let it go. All right? I do teach I do teach K to 12, so maybe I should adjust the problem levels and the program to actually incorporate different types of problems, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's I don't know if my older students would care to play a game like this. There we go. There we go. We're getting there. We get get to that 2000. Nice, nice, nice. Cool, cool. Hyper focused, hyper focused. Nothing can stop me now. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yes, very good. Yes. Oh, okay. Nope. 10 attempts, 10 attempts. Not so bad, huh? Not so bad. I do think I have a score system, scoreboard, or leaderboard for some of these that uses the SQL. Okay. Tricky. Wait. Hey now. Wait, that's not right. I don't like that. I gotta switch the question. That's 10 and that's 10. Program. Apparently, this is one of my older applications that doesn't work as good as I thought it would. I don't like it. Anyway, it's not even that crazy. It's super basic. This was like the starting point of trying to get some of my extremely ADHD kids that only talked in TikTok memes, try to get them to do math. And this was one of the ways I did. It's insane, man. Some of these kids, the brain's taken over by slop. I cannot do anything else other than this. I need some clouds in the background. I need like some okay, drifting clouds. There we go. Wait, I didn't even beat my other score? No, Catherine just barely got up there. All right. Anyway, that's it. One of them there. Menu. And where you find this? Well, you can basically go to superscholar.xyz. That is my general kind of page, landing page for what I do, where I am, about me, all the details. Oh, and discover a bit more in the train your brain area. Check me out on LinkedIn, get some details about me. If you are interested in tutoring, getting education, one-to-one, mentoring. It's kind of difficult to say mentoring because people be really messing with that word. People really be messing with the word. Life mentor. I heard somebody be like, "Are you a life mentor?" It's like, what the heck is a life mentor? Do you need to learn education? Do you need academic help? What is a life mentor? What do you what what do you want to know calculus? Do you want to know programming? Do you want real skills? Like I guess I'm a life mentor if you're looking for real life skills. I don't know what life mentoring is, but a tutor, educator. If you need any help for your students, if you are a student, you're struggling, just about every single student I've gone through, and I've had over 5,000 students, they go from D's to B's to A's within months in one single year. And then they can carry on that knowledge forward. So consider going to my Patreon, check out a bit about me, what I do, how I do it. You can get monthly sessions. You can get single sessions. You can also just help and support me in the professor's office. I will still communicate and help you. Send me screenshots, any problems you have. I'll write up a little either recorded animation up to like 5 minutes, or a visual assistance with colors and all kinds of details to basically help any problems you may be having issues with. And it just helps support me and continue my content creation, my education, my one-to-many approach. Here on YouTube, I'm trying to do a one-to-many environment where at some point in time, I can get workshops, I can get people jumping in, and then we can all work together on this little bumper electron space and do some math together. Get some brain muscles and brain cells firing up. Neurological pathways. We're gonna expand them. That's what we do here. We expand the neurological pathways. Say that 10 times straight. Anyway. I love these little dudes, I swear. Come on, someone hit somebody. Make it interesting. Go, go, go. Come on, come on, come on. Get the fight, get the fight, get the fight, get the fight, get the fight. Wait. Where's that? Oh, there you go. Oh. Well, aren't you speedy today? Not really. Cruising on low energy. I'll leave this up for a second. Get a little ending excitement here. But definitely. If you don't want to go to the Patreon, if you're a classic traditional individual, go to ChrisMIA Learning. You can find me there as well. Alongside plethora of other tutors. ChrisMIA Learning, that's where I also worked and have a roster there as well. For anyone in K-12. But I do help college as well. Algebra, calculus, trigonometry, computer science, differential equations, physics with calculus 1, 2, and 3, a bunch. I'm not sure if ChrisMIA offers those high-level courses. Maybe they do. But I definitely do on my Patreon. So, yeah. Glad to see you here. Thanks for joining, and enjoy these little guys for a little bit. I'm going to leave them so you can kind of space out watching them fight.